I hate videos. Now, you may be wondering, if I hate videos, what the heck am I doing here? Woohoo! Happy Friday. I'm super excited because I get to spend a little bit of time with all my friends today. It is the 9th of August, which is South African Women's Day. And I want to say I celebrate what happened in order for us to get to this celebration. And I celebrate what's happening right now. Before we move forward, I want to say thank you to our amazing sponsors at Africa Online Radio. This is the place where I broadcast my live show every Wednesday. And believe me when I say, if you haven't seen it, you're missing out. We are live every Wednesday from 2 p.m. EST to 4 p.m. EST. And we have a gay old time. It's amazing to be together and to be able to spend that time with all of the ones that are in there, that come and support us in the comments and watch live, um, and also the people that I get to interview. So if you haven't seen it, please, or heard it, should I say, because it is radio, we can't see radio, but if you haven't heard that show, please go to that website and the website that's scrolling across your screen and come on over and just join us for all the fun that we have. The women that I'm going to interview and speak with today have all been a guest on my show, Wonder Women Wednesday, and it's been my privilege to be able to highlight these amazing, amazing women. So yes, come on over and check out africa.co.za, where I go live every Wednesday. If you and I haven't met, by the way, my name is Inge van Roy, and I am recognized as a community connection catalyst. Now, what does that mean? Well, I help entrepreneurs and businesses really build community the right way. So if you have, I wouldn't say that's a problem, but if you have an issue building community, and it's in my wheelhouse, it is who I am. If you have an issue building community, if you don't have enough friends, come on over. Send me a message, let me know, and we can maybe explore working together. So, I wanted to tell you a little bit about why we are celebrating South African Women's Day today. Um, South African Women's Day is celebrated every year on the 9th of August. This day commemorates the march that took place in 1956 of approximately 20,000 women who marched to the Union buildings in Pretoria, South Africa. And this was to petition against the country's laws, which stated that people of color needed to carry a pass wherever they go. People of color in South Africa needed to do that. And I can tell you that I actually, I think I was probably about 12 or 13, I got to see my dad's pass. And it was surreal to me at the time, thinking that just one generation ago, there were people that couldn't walk freely in their own country, the country of their birth, the country of their ancestors. They couldn't walk around without having to show the pass. And when they were accosted, I will say, by by police or somebody in a position of authority, and they didn't have that pass, they were automatically put into jail until a time when those people that put them in jail actually decided that they could um, be released. So, what this pass did, it actually allowed South Africa to maintain population segregation and control urbanization. So, people of color were not really allowed to reside in the core areas close to the CBD, close to downtown in whichever city that they lived in. And it managed migrant labor as well during the apartheid era. So the first National Women's Day was actually celebrated on the 9th of August in 1995. And I remember the day that we did this. Um, it was crazy, crazy to think that only then did we celebrate women who stood in unity against this act. So in 2006, there was also a reenactment of the march, and this was staged for the 50th anniversary with many of the 1956 march veterans. So today, as a South African woman, I have to say that I'm proud of how far South Africa has come, but I'm also waiting to see how much more it can grow. So, without further ado, I'd like to add some of the women that are here with me today. Please note that there are no South African women besides me on this show, and that's because it's a public holiday in South Africa, and most of them are actually attending events in celebration of this day. I love to see how you're laughing, Catherine. You make me laugh. So let me add you. Good morning, Catherine Lang.
Good morning. I'm excited to be here. I'm wearing my halo today, so y'all know that I'm an angel. My husband would confirm that if you ask him, and I've paid him that week. Uh, I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited to be on this journey with the other women because we are stronger and bolder together. When we are invested in each other, then we can actually become what we're supposed to be. But we have to be willing to get invested.
Yes, absolutely. Before we move forward, won't you please share with us who is Catherine Lang and what do you do?
Catherine Lang is a natural born encourager and a dream instigator. I dare you to become who you're designed to be. I dare you to see beyond the limits that the world has placed on you, and I can dare you to do it because I'm living it, and because I'm living it, and I'm doing my 20,000 woman march all by myself. Into this breakthrough of what the world has told us we're supposed to be doing. So I am an encourager, I'm an instigator, and I am here to help. Oh,
Woohoo!
and I'm coming to you from Alabama. And I was just telling Inger that I'm in currently living with my husband, my kid, and my dog in two bedrooms and a bathroom because the rest of the house is dedicated to a living estate sale. We're selling everything we own so we can go for this next step.
Wow. What a journey of faith it has been, and I've I've been privileged to have a front seat to this journey. So I'm excited to see what happens next in the space of the Lang clan. So yeah, I'm excited. Let me add the next lady. Welcome, Ileana.
Hello, hello. Good morning, good morning.
Morning. How are you?
I'm good. It's Friday and it's 8:30, and for me it's a little bit early on Friday for my soul. I work too hard Monday through Thursday, but you called out and I'm here to support you. Thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you for being here. Catherine is wearing her halo, and you are looking ravishing in your red. Um, so, Aliana,
I laughed because I think I'm gonna wear a regular shirt today, something without a Snoopy or a character to show people I am really a professional out here.
but it's Friday. You
I
should be
know,
able to
right?
let your hair down.
It's Friday. My hair is down. This is the natural curl. This is the best I can do for a Friday.
Won't you please let us know who you are, what you do, and actually, maybe also tell us what's in your cup.
All right, so coffee as always. I'm a big coffee person, even though I went to the chiropractor and he told me for every cup of coffee you drink, Ileana, you must equal the amount of water. You're dehydrated, and that's why your body and bones are hurting. Wow, right? I had a moment there. But I'm Ileana Sutton. I'm the owner of AHA Workforce Education Solutions. I'm really in the journey of just helping people allow them to dream and envision their long-term career paths. The one that puts on that super shield and takes all those punches and has those hard communication with those leaders and don't take no for an answer and always trying to fight for solutions. Really big on serving our overlooked communities. That's kind of our niche. And I'm into empowering one another. And so I love this platform that Inger has shared with us to allow us just to be ourselves, quirky, curly hair, straight hair, black, white, gray, green, whatever it is that you're doing, as long as you're in the journey to help people, Inger has your back.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yes, we do. We welcome everyone here, including Catherine with her craziness. Let's say hello to the next person. Diane, welcome.
Hello and good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you. Woohoo! So awesome to see you on camera. Because for those of you that don't know, usually Diane and I have a call, and it's not usually on camera. But Diane, won't you let us know who you are, what you do, and what's in your cup today?
What's in my cup today? I have a water jug. Trying to get my daily allotment of water in, so I'm drinking water. My name is Diane Beyer, and professionally, I help manufacturing. I build business recovery plans for firms that are impacted and are struggling with sales and development. Personally, I am an advocate and I am looking and always hoping to make the world a better place.
Mm, mm, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And where are you joining us from, by the way?
I am joining you from the suburbs of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Whoop whoop. Thank you. Welcome. It's good to have you here.
Good to be here.
And somebody that I didn't expect, but she's here. Hello.
Hello.
Talking about crazy, right, Catherine?
Hello. Yay. That's me.
That's a
That's
fella
you.
instigator right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We have the sign every time the police get us for being crazy.
Yeah, the party has begun. We were waiting for you to come. The party has
Like
started.
like the mock shot, like that. You can't smile. Yeah.
Hey, where you know how that's so when one goes, we all go, right? We're
Oh
we're we're
Lord.
we're in it. So we'll all have our mug shots wherever we follow.
Exactly, exactly. So yeah, I had to be
Welcome.
here. I can only stay for about 20 minutes, but I had to be here.
It's good to have you here, Michelle.
Please tell me what. Please ask me what I have in my cup.
Oh, what time is it? What time is it?
My cup is overflowing with happiness. I just
Ooh,
practiced
okay.
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, good.
And
I thought you
coffee.
were going to say something stronger.
No,
Welcome,
that's for
Michelle.
tomorrow. Yeah, welcome. Bye.
Tell us, who is Michelle? What do you do? And where are you joining us from?
Oh yeah, I am joining from Denmark. I am a coach, mentor, and author, and inspirational speaker. And I'm a mom, and I am friends with three of the wonderful women. And I think we are. I don't know if we are connected also, but and I am your go-to person when you need an honest answer and to fill your cup with joy and a lot of transformative self working.
Hmm. Mm. Well, welcome. Thank you for being here. It's good to have you.
Yeah,
And
you're welcome.
let me add one more lady. Woohoo! Happy Friday, Dr. Zanzi.
Happy Friday, ladies. And Ingor, how are you?
Good, thank you. Good to see you here.
Good to see you here. I apologize for my little hiccup or mishap with my other camera setup, but
All
I
good.
always have backups.
All good. Yes, I see. Won't you please tell us who is Dr. Zanzi McLaurin and what do you do and where you're tuning in from and what's in your cup today?
Oh, absolutely. Those are such great questions that I really want to share with you. I am Dr. Sanzi McLaurin. I am a healthcare educator, administrator, and I'm a life business strategist coach. And I am in the business of making people and helping them be the best versions of themselves. And I love what I do. I am so ingrained in making people feel uncomfortable to take them to the brink of doing what they need to do to step outside of that old self and bring the new self in at whatever stage that is in their life. And it is such an honor to be here on the stage with each of you. And thank you so much for having me. I am tuning in from the USA, the state of Mississippi. And what's in my cup that's in there every morning is my good green pomegranate tea. It gives me the energy that I need to press forward and just fills me up and keeps me hydrated. So thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. It's good to have you. I'm excited for the conversation. And I see that somebody else is going to join us. Let me see. I'm just waiting for them to resolve the. Oh, I can see you. Can I join? Can I add you now? Okay. Welcome.
Hola, 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 ladies. How's everyone doing?
Good. Good. Thank
So
you.
happy to be here, you guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank
Okay,
you for
great.
being
I
here.
am excited to be here this morning. It is a beautiful day. It's a little cloudy, but it is not cloudy in my life. I am blessed. I am happy to be here.
Amen.
It's a new day that I get to wake up, so I am blessed.
Amen. Won't you please share with us who you are and what you do, and where you're joining us from, and also what's in your cup?
Well, first of all, what's in my cup, it's a whole lot of grace. Enough to let everyone know that you all have a cup full of grace. Every day that you wake up, you have a cup full of grace. Take advantage of it and dream big and go after your dreams, right? So I am Daisy Solar. I am here from Lorain, Ohio, and I am the owner of Daisy's Interpretation Services. We do Spanish interpreting in our community, undeserved communities. And I also am an apprenticeship administrator, coordinator with AHA Workforce Education Solutions under the Department of Labor. and we offer apprenticeship programs to our community, especially to undeserved communities, right? To youth starting 16 years old and up, and to anyone else who just want to better themselves, to everyone who wants to dream big. We're there to help them by offering them these apprenticeship programs that can get them ready and get, show them some soft skills to prepare them in whatever job they're already in, or their a career change possibly. But yes, we are doing great things in our communities. Eliana and I, hi Eliana. And so I am really excited. I didn't know that she was going to be here this morning. So, hi, ladies. Nice to be here. Happy Women's Day in Africa. Happy Women's Day, everyone. And happy Women's Day here, right? So, let's celebrate each other. Let's encourage each other and just be great.
Amen. Awesome. Good to have you here, Daisy. Thank you for being here. And thank you to all of you for being here. Um,
Just for the record, every day is Women's Day at my house.
yes,
That's true. It should
I
be,
wish.
right? It should be. Right, Catherine?
Because Catherine has three sons and a husband. For me, it's Women's Day every day at my house because I have three daughters. So there's four of us. We have no choice but to celebrate us.
There you go.
But I want to say welcome to all of you. Thank you for being here. I'm blessed to have all of you in my circle, plus more. And today and every day I celebrate you. I asked you what's in your cup, and it reminded me of something that I heard recently. So somebody was walking with a cup of coffee, and someone else knocked into them, and the coffee spilled. And somebody said, "Why? Why did they spill their coffee?" The question was asked, "Why did they spill their coffee?" People gave different answers, so I want to hear. Does anybody have an answer to that question? Why did they spill their coffee?
It
because they
doesn't
didn't have a
matter.
lid.
I didn't have a lid, Diane.
It doesn't
Catherine?
matter why you spill your coffee. It
Mm,
matters what you do next, because
mm,
why is the in the past, and even knowing the answer to why won't change it. But
mm,
what now will empower you for the next step.
mm.
Can I?
Dr. Zanzi? Oh,
Yes, and I just want to add a little bit deepness to it. Spilling the coffee is good. It
mm,
is, did you spill it because it was not good for you? Or did you spill it because you really need to pour it out? So, spilling the
mm,
coffee is not just about, oops, I made a mistake, but
mm.
did you do it on purpose because you needed to spill the coffee?
Oh, Michelle.
I was and good perspectives. I was thinking about the question: why did the person spill the cup? Were they looking?
Mm,
Were they seeing where they were going? It depends,
mm,
because are we actually seeing where we're going?
mm,
Right. And
Uh,
I think for me, I thought of myself walking too fast, moving too fast, moving way too fast. No matter what you hold, if you're moving too fast, it's gonna splash, it's gonna become unbalanced. And I think you become a master when you can create some kind of schedule or momentum that fits you, right? Because not everyone's cup is filled with the same or with the same amount, right? And some of us can juggle more than others. I think that's what makes us unique as women, that we have the ability natural to multitask. And some of us can do it a little bit better than others.
mm. I love that. Daisy, do you have anything to add?
No, it's just I'm kind of there with Ileana and all the women because there's no wrong answer, right?
No.
But when you spill your coffee, it's because it was in your way and you needed to get somewhere.
Mm,
So somehow this could resemble the the rocks in our way, right? The stumbling things that show up in our path, and we must go over. We have to clean it up so that we can keep moving and
Mm.
keep going to better things.
Mm. Diane, yes.
I'm going to add it's we have grown and need a bigger cup.
Oh.
Or maybe we need one of those Stanley cups. I had
Oh my
to.
goodness.
I had to. I had to. That was my
Okay,
corny joke time.
then you'll totally appreciate this. We were sitting in our Wednesday night study group, and they were talking about going somewhere to decorate their Stanley Cup. And I was like, "Isn't that illegal? Isn't that like proprietary object?" I thought they were talking about the Stanley Cup. And I couldn't I mean, it blew my mind that they were gonna put, stickers on it.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. You guys gave all different perspectives, and nothing is wrong. But in this particular story, I actually read, they said, because that's what was in their cup. If they had tea, they would have spilled tea. If they had water, they would have spilled water. So the point of the story is to help us think about what are we filling ourselves with, because that is what will overflow. Because what the heart is full of, the mouth overflows with, right? And so we need to think about, like I loved what Daisy said, and that is always my my perspective, is that I need to fill myself with joy so that I can overflow with joy. Because if I fill myself with anger, it's going to reach everyone around me.
Mhm,
If I fill myself with sadness or bitterness, it's not just going to affect me, but everybody around me.
mhm.
So I
I
want to challenge you and everyone listening. Think about what's in your cup.
Right. I mean, I agree. I mean, I think all of us here are out in the public eye, empowering. And sometimes
Mm.
I know, speaking for myself, there's days or sometimes patches where I'm not feeling the empowered superhero Ileana. I'm feeling the normal human female hormonal person that is just don't even like what I'm seeing in the mirror in the morning, right? I think for me, being in the position that I am, learning to back away and create those boundaries are effective for all of the hats that I wear, right? And knowing when to say, I need my time to go in my closet, go in my room, get in my car, go in my bathroom, reflect, let it go so I can be the best that I can be is challenging for a lot of women that I know that I run across that, are in highly professional positions that are dictators and they forget, I think, their passion and the reason why they're even in the position. And I think that sometimes leads to miscommunication between women, sometimes women in authority kind of just become dictators and forget there's another human behind emails. I hate emailing, texting. I know we need it in this world, but boy, if we could go back to the normal beep, beep, beep. Hello, is Miss Maria there? Can I speak to you? Life would be so much easier because
Yes, yes,
sometimes when we write to one another, you can feel the energy that sometimes you don't want them to feel, right?
Mm.
And if you're not being open and knowing how the person is going to receive your message, I always tell people think about how the receiver is going to receive that message. Don't assume it and don't assume that they're going to be your best friends or they're having the best day because you never know what someone on the other end is going to happen. And for me, dealing with a lot of women leadership in this world, because I mean, data statistics say women are leading the world in professionalism in all high positions. We are continuing to keep pushing the momentums. These men out here are doing a great job, but it is data proven that women are out here taking all the major punches, being vocal, asking for raises, asking for new policies to meet the needs of our communities. But I think it's easy to get tangled in all of the highlights and all the glories that we are. And I think for me, sharing, what it is that we're going through on a daily basis is a way for me to hopefully connect with other women out there that might get what it is that I'm going through, or maybe can pick something out of our journey as well. So that's kind of my
Yes.
thought on that, Inger.
Michelle.
Yeah, it's just I need to leave in a bit, so I just
Yes,
wanted, yeah,
I'm aware.
and I love that, and I resonate a lot with the view on that women are here, we are involved, and we are involving ourselves.
Hmm.
And then I actually wanted to share, funny enough, my post from today is about the bad days and the hurting. And my perspective is they need to be there. We for many years, when I first learned about positive psychology, I was going, okay, now I have it all because now I'm only going to be positive. Aha. Yeah. Nope. The negative when creeping in, and yeah, this is the negative. This is how negative looks like in Denmark. Never mind. But no, but sorry.
That's
But
okay.
yeah,
I want to be cognizant of your time. I want to be able to ask you a question, but I also just want to go through the comments quickly so
okay.
we can see what people have said. We've lost Diane, and there's a storm there, so
Oh,
she lost power. She's gonna try and come back. She just let me know that. Um, but let's see. Catherine, you're in the comments. You say, Yay, women celebrating women to lift up, cheer up, and stir each other up into all the possibilities that we are. Beautiful. Aliana says she's excited about the conversation. And we have Whitney. Hello, Whitney. She says, Lovely to see you, Inga. Thank you, Whitney. Good to have you here. Uh, Catherine says she says hi to Whitney and she's believing for an amazing Friday for her. She also says to Ileana, my husband says conversation is one of my favorite things to do. Oh goodness.
Oh, goodness.
And Catherine says it's amazing how quickly we forget the major moments of our past, much less those of the past that highly affect us. Yes. So she says, hashtag dare to remember. She also says, my husband is on tens this week and we are a one car family. That means I take him to work at 4:30 a.m. Oh my goodness. And we get up at around 3 or 3:30 a.m. Wow. Hats off to you. I'm still sleeping at that time.
Bet y'all are wondering what's in my cup.
Oh my gosh. She says also, quirky, I need to add that one to my hashtag whiteboard of world domination. Oh my gosh. Yes, Catherine is a wordsmith. She has written quite a few books, by the way. If you don't know, check it out. She always laughs when I say this, but to me, I'm an author of one book so far. I'm writing a few at this point. But when I look at all of you, I can honestly say that I want to salute you for your walk. We are all different, but we're all making an impact wherever we are. And that is why you're part of my circle, because impact is so important to me. And you make an impact on my life, all of you that are sitting here, and Diane, and the people in the comments as well. I want you to know that you make an impact on my life, and I celebrate you today and every day. So thank you. We have also one more, Mariana, joining us from Belgrade. Wow. Nice to have you. Yeah, she says Happy Women's Day. Thank you, Mariana. Oh, and Diane. Oh, who did we lose now?
Daisy.
Daisy. Oh, okay. So Daisy and Diane, we're waiting for you. But before, oh yeah, I think somebody just yeah. Daisy is back on her phone. You can turn the phone if you want to change the perspective, but you can stay this way too. It's fine. I want to ask, the reason why we're here is to celebrate women, and I want to ask you all this one question. Um, let me see. Who is a woman that has significantly influenced your life and why? And because, welcome back, Diane, because you need to run, Michelle, I'm going to ask you quickly first.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, there's a lot of women that has changed my life, and but my mom. And the thing is, actually, yesterday was the 10-year anniversary, if you can call it that, of her dying. Um, she is of course, the reason, or part reason, for me being here. My father had little thing to do with it, just little. Um, but me being who I am, and certainly me reflecting on who I want to be, is because of her. She is and will always be the strongest woman alive, in my opinion, with everything that she went through before getting me, and everything that she chose to do to give me love out of nothing. She never had love in her childhood. That for me is the strongest woman, and I am sure
Mm,
that there are many women like that out there in the world. This is the definition of woman, is finding
mm,
love out of nothing. So
mm.
my mom is my hero.
Beautiful. Do you want to just share something quick with us about um, a memory that you have of your mom and how that inspired you? I remember something, but you can go ahead and tell us.
I have so many memories. Oh, please say your what. Please can give. No, you don't want to.
No,
Tell us.
okay, I'll tell you. Remember, you've told me about how she was always surrounded by children in the
Oh, yeah.
neighborhood.
Oh, yeah, yeah. My mom, yeah. Oh my God. She, because she was sick all my life. She was sick since I was 5, so she didn't have a job. Not her choice, trust me. Oh my God. But what she did then was, every summer, she gathered all the children, of course, with the permission of the parents, and we all drove to the beach. It was about 5 kilometers from where we live, 5, 6 kilometers. So we drove there, and she was with us. And maybe we were 15 kids sometimes, and she was laying there with her book, getting a tan. And how did she control us all? She controlled us with saying, if any of us went further than to our navel, then we would go home. Mm. And one did, and then we went home. Trust me, there was
Mm,
no one after that went further, because we were looking after each other and making sure, because that boy, he wasn't our friend for a couple of days after that. So, yeah, so she was a tough cookie with the biggest heart.
mm,
And she made sure that every child was, if they were allowed or home, that they were on the beach with us. So that's my mom for you.
beautiful, beautiful. Well, thank you, Michelle, for joining us. Where can people find you, please, if you'd
uh,
like to
uh,
connect?
on LinkedIn, there's also on my LinkedIn, there's my link tree. You just push the button that says follow me. There's a white rabbit, and for the nerds out there, you know why it's a white rabbit. And if you don't know, ask me. So
Is it time
love you
yet?
all. Yes, it's time now. I really have control. Yeah.
That's okay. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Love you all. Bye bye.
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 So, Diane, your cable blew and you're on your cell phone.
I'm on my cell phone. Yes.
Thank you for coming back, sharing with us
Yes.
who, looking back on your life, who is a woman that has significantly influenced your life and why?
So first, apologies. Big storm here, and I'm hoping we stay on with my cell phone, but it blew power and cable.
Oh,
And I don't
wow.
know
Mm,
if you can hear it, but there's a lot of wind and a lot of noise outside.
can't yet.
Um, and I'm going to change the answer a little bit. I'm going to change the question. Obviously, my mother, my grandmother's sisters, family in my in my life, excuse me, they all have had a positive impact and influence. And there's so many stories and how I've become who I am because of their influence. However, I'd like to focus on you, Inger, the group that you have now, and the women that we are going to meet,
Mm,
because all of us are advocating for a better tomorrow, for a world where we each see each other as family and sisters, and we support each other. And in order to do that, I think we need to acknowledge each other as the potential influence and encouragement and support that we can get from the women coming into our lives now. And
mm,
so I'm, in creating that world, I want to honor those women who are going to come into my world right now and make my world a better place and help
mm,
me grow and become a better person. And just look what we're doing here,
mm,
right? We are having a forum now of all these amazing women who have become dear friends through my connection with you, that I now have friends, and I can sit here and say, I have friends across the globe and can regularly reach out and say, hey, help me with this. What do you think of
mm.
this? And earlier, before I lost my connection, I'm sorry that I'm catching back up on what I've missed.
Okay.
But some of the comments were before that I wanted to respond to, when we're going back to the cup and stuff, is, I'm a big proponent of being present in our lives, not only personally, how I show up and I'm present in my own world, but how I am present for others. Right. And I
Mm,
view life as a coin. There's always a positive and negative side of the coin. And we have to be mindful to always make sure that we are standing on the positive side.
mm-hmm,
But I also, and this is a big thing that has come up to me this week, I must have said this 100 times in the last 4 days, so I'll share it for whoever needs to hear it. I don't operate in the world and become my own self just because of who I am. I need somebody to be in my life. I need my fellow women to hold what I call the mirror. Because I see myself right now because the camera's on, but in life, I don't see how others perceive me. And sometimes I need them to hold the mirror for me and say, this is what we're getting from you. And what I
mm-hmm,
mean by that is, I just had a great webinar yesterday with our dear friend Kurt Anderson. And he pointed out some of what he felt were my strengths. And I would have never listed those items that he listed on self-reflection. And it just highlights how much we need each other. So I want to look at who's going to be the next one to inspire me and help me grow.
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And I wish that you told me about it. I would have been there. Because I would have loved, I know that you're not going to talk about it.
I shouldn't have called it a webinar. It wasn't like that. But anytime he has one that I can invite you on. This was more personal.
Oh, but I'm glad, we need people in our circle that can hold the mirror up. You're right.
And and
Um,
and I'm gonna express my gratitude to the ladies on this panel and the other people that you've introduced me to, because I know I'm a better person today because of what they have shared of themselves.
Beautiful.
Um,
Uh,
on playing off that, Diane, you can't read the label of your own jar.
Right.
So we
mm,
get so caught up in who we what we perceive, that we can't see the truth. And that's why it's so important to have people around you to infuse you with the truth.
Remind you.
Plus, hearing that truth, having it come into your ears and not just out your mouth, will reaffirm your positive. It'll create affirmations when
Absolutely.
other. Yeah, and you can call me quirky all day long. I don't get offended by quirky. There are people I know that would get offended by quirky, but that's because they're not normal. They're not right.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I'll share. Kurt said to me yesterday that he thought I was an excellent networker, and that I really pull a circle of friends together. And that would be the last thing I think of myself. Is that something I would think of that Inger does? Absolutely, but self-reflection doesn't take me there. Right. So but when he said it and he started using examples of how he sees me in the world, I was able to go, yeah, and my brain clicked and went, but that's just what I do. It just like those things just it's not who I am. Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
sometimes we need that. But then, to add to that with hearing the truth. And I'm sorry, I forget who said I'm a little distracted with being cut off power right now. But we also have to create those safe places that we can have the difficult discussions with respect and kindness, because I'm a problem solver, right? And we can't solve what we don't address as a problem, but we can't discuss the problems if we don't create those safe places that we can come together and know that the relationship with each other is most important, that respect and kindness is going to be in place, and that then takes the problem to be an insignificant place that we can speak about and discuss and run the bases on to then implement the solutions without causing harm and damage to the person, right? And I think that's when we put ourselves in a place of we need to support each other as women and as humans, and put respect and kindness in place, we can have those difficult discussions and move to a better place tomorrow.
Yes. Thank you. I want to be cognizant of your time, especially because you're running from your cell phone. So can you tell us, just quickly, where can people find you
You
if
can
they
find
want
me
to
on
connect?
LinkedIn, Diane Byer, Diann Byer, in LinkedIn.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Diane.
All my
Be
love to
blessed,
all you beautiful ladies.
and to you as well. Thank you. Zanzi, would you like to go next?
Oh, I'm happy to. I just want to say what engaging conversations from everyone that has spoken before me. And I want to just go back to our preface of spilling the cup. And I love what everyone said, and knowing that sometimes our cup is not for us to fill up, but it is for others to fill our cup up with us. And Diane, you said it perfectly, bringing in the people that you need in your life to give you that rooted perspective of what they see that you're doing, how you're doing, but also give you that advice and that guidance to push you in the right direction. So I am so thankful for the many, many, and I can't tell you, many women in my life that have propelled me in, powerful leadership positions that I have held and what I'm holding. And without those women, let me tell you something, I truly believe that I would not have gotten where I am today without them being able to share their nuggets, share their stories, share their experiences with me to help me learn my lessons a little bit quicker. But I also tell everyone this, and ladies, listen to me loud and clear. And I know that you have gone through this and have experienced it. There is a difference in hearing and listening. And when you have a good leader, a good person in your life that is leading with emotional intelligence, and emotional intelligence is key. When you hear them, that is one thing. But when you're listening with your heart. So listen with your heart, follow that advice, and know that those key people in your inner circle, You have trusted them, you have wielded your trust to them, and they're not going to lead you wrong. And so, with all the amazing women that I see on the screen and that I know that are listening, remember that if you take anything from this conversation today, know that it is okay to be selfish and to self validate yourself. Know that when you can pour into your cup, you can fill it up as much as you can each day. When you are not healthy and whole, no one else around you will be. You can give them a little piece of this of you, a little piece of that of you. But when your cup is full and you can use that cup of saturation to keep pushing you forward in what you want to do, what you want to accomplish, and your desires, and using your skills and your talents and your abilities to not only serve yourself, but to serve others mostly and foremost, you will then be served. So I say all that to say this, and Inger always just claps her hand with my little tagline: you truly have that pen or that pencil in your hand. It is up to you to write your own story, and each day write a paragraph. Or let me just start by saying this: write a sentence, start with that, then go to a paragraph. Let that paragraph lead you to a page, and then that page will lead you to your chapter. You take control of your life, because when you give your pen or your pencil away to someone else, you're allowing them to narrate your story. People are in your life for purposes, reasons, and seasons, but it is ultimately up to you as an individual to guide yourself down the right path, but listening and hearing what you need to hear to get on the right path. Yield when you need to yield, and the yielding is filling that cup up and then going with the green light when you need to go. So I want to encourage each of you to continue to do what you need to do and what you desire, but do it with that good emotional intelligence, that self validation, but also, as Diane said, bring those good perspectives of those that can hold the mirror up in front of you so that you can see the labels that you've put on yourself. And sometimes those labels that you've placed on yourself don't need to be there. So you need to peel them off. Peel those labels off and continue to what? Put another one on. I am beautiful. I am bold. I got this. Live by my 3 core affirmations that I do every day and throughout the day. I am, I can, I will. And what is that I am? What is that I will? And what is that I can? I can. So, as Inger's Wednesday, wonderful Wednesday is, each of you are wonderful and wonder women. Keep being amazing.
Beautiful. I want to just tag a little bit on what you said, Dr. Zanzi, with regards to listening. I remember being a young girl, and my mom would say this. She'd say, you know, you have 2 ears and one mouth, so you need to listen twice as much as you speak. And I never, when my mom would speak and say things, I'd always just go like, oh, and I never thought that I would be in the position where I would be reiterating what she said. But I find myself many a time, recalling what she said and sharing her wisdom with others, including my daughters. And I'm sure they also go, oh,
But you
but
learned a
what?
beautiful lesson, didn't you?
Yes,
You have
yes, it
those,
was.
yes, you have those 2 ears for a reason. And
Yes.
the metaphor that I like to share with people about hearing and listening, hearing is something that you can do on the peripheral. I can
Mm,
hear the cars outside,
hmm.
I can hear the birds outside, but I
Yes.
am attentively listening to everyone on this call. So hearing and listening is a great combination, but
Hmm.
listening is the most
Hmm.
important piece to the puzzle.
Absolutely. I actually attended a John C. Maxwell course last year. And one thing that he actually spoke about in that course is actually that we can listen with our entire bodies. So you're not just using your ears, but you're showing also, it reflects when you are listening with your entire body, right? You're attentive, your eyes are focused on the person that's speaking. You can see when I'm listening to you and when I'm listening to you.
Yeah,
So
so important.
be engaged, like Catherine just said. She says, be engaged and intentional to truly listen. And intentionality is something that comes up a lot.
Yes.
I remember actually speaking with you, Dr. Z, and you shared how you intentionally begin your day. And since speaking with you, I can say that um, I've been more intentional in the way that I begin my days, because that's important and it's part of pouring into the lives of others.
Beautiful. I'm so proud of you.
Um,
Thank you.
I
Yes,
do want to
Catherine.
know when my husband contacted you and told you to give me that lesson
You,
Which
what?
one?
You what?
about looking down when he's talking to me, because I know he did. I know that I'm
They're,
100%
they're,
positive that he
they're talking about
somehow
you
or
behind your
another
back.
contacted you.
Yeah,
Oh
they're
my
talking
god.
about you behind your back, Catherine.
Dr. Z, quickly before I remove you from screen, can you let people know where to find you, please,
Oh,
as
absolutely.
we
You
wrap up?
can find me on all social media platforms, LinkedIn, Instagram, my website. I'm just everywhere, and I try to sprinkle myself, and you can find me just with my name, Dr. Zanzi McLaurin. And my website is drzanzimclaurin.com.
Awesome. Yes. I remember before our conversation the first time on my show, when I Googled you, I was like, is this really Dr. Z? So
Always tell my little secrets.
trust me, people are going to Google you anyway and they're gonna find out.
Oh, and guess what? They do. They're like, oh my God, how much work did that take? So Inga's just sharing with you, I am a serial athlete. I still compete in various competitions, but she's talking about when I was competing in bodybuilding. And it was such an amazing time of my life. And it really gave me the resilience and the commitment that I needed at that time. I've since retired from that sport, but I'm still an avid runner and doing my marathons and things of that nature. But yes, Inga, that is me.
Beautiful. You inspire me. So do you all. I want to bring on Daisy, since you're also on your cell phone and I'm not sure exactly what's happening there. Share with us about a woman that influenced your life, um, and really why that was so.
Yes, and I am on my cell phone because they finally found out after coming to my home about 20,000 times that it's apparently the position that I am in the building. So I get horrible connection. I'm paying for internet and I get a horrible connection because most of the time I wind up on my cell phone. If I don't want to stay disconnected. So that's why I am on my phone, because I knew it was important for me to be here and I didn't want to get interrupted and miss none of the nuggets that all you are throwing, right? I wanted to absorb everything because, we help one another on a daily, as some of the ladies were saying, things that are said, we take onto ourselves and we listen and we move with it, right? I have had many women throughout my life um, affect me in some way, help me in some way because of a thought, because of something they said, because of giving me their hand. And so, although seasonal, they have been there for that reason. But significantly, I've had probably about, I think, about 4 or 5 now women in my life. The main one always being my mom, and I will come back to her in a second. But these amazing women are helping me, and this is current because um, only about the short 2 years I have been able to. I mean, I've been present because Ileana knows, she's one of the ones that has known, but even to her for a while, I didn't share, right, what I was able to do physically and whatnot. And only for a short 2 year have I been able to come back um, fully to corporate world as I was once because of my disability of my back. And but throughout that, before I get into that, because that kind of ties into my mom. So, I just want to thank you ladies. Two of the ladies that have impacted my life are here. And, one of them being Eliana. And I thank God, God has put her in my path. God gives you, puts around you the people, right, that are supposed to be around you. Yes, we make choices, but if we wait on him, because he does everything perfect, right? If we wait on him, he will put in your path exactly who is supposed to be there. He will put in your path those destiny helpers. They're destiny. We each have destiny helpers in our lives that help us move towards where we're going. And it's important for us to place, to have these people in our lives and let them influence us in the way that they're supposed to influence us, and take away whatever we're supposed to take away, and give as well, right? Because we do give, even though sometimes we may be shy about it, we don't talk much about it, you know myself included. If Ileana wouldn't be, and you, Inger, wouldn't be on me telling me, Daisy, you have a story. Daisy, you have a story. I'm like, what? No, I don't. What are you talking about? I don't have a story, right? But we all have a story, and sometimes we need help to bring that out. And you guys have been a great, great influence in my life. Ileana just keeps believing in me. She keeps believing in me so much that I'm like, is this woman crazy? Does she not remember that I don't learn like most people learn? I'm a slow learner. How is it that she keeps telling me, Daisy, you can do this. Daisy, you're this. Daisy, you're that. And but I thank her for that, because that has brought me to believe more in myself. If she believes in me, and there's obviously something that she sees in me that I may not see in myself, right? And by her pulling it, by her telling me, Daisy, you can do this. Daisy, you can do this, and believing in me that much makes me believe in myself that much more. And so I thank God for putting her in my life, and for her, being part of my current journey. It's a blessing. And you, Inger, you have been an inspiration to me, bringing me on here, help letting me be part of this beautiful, beautiful, right? Women that are here, strong women, powerful women. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. I don't even think that I measure up, right? But we do. We all do. We all measure up, and we must believe that in ourselves. And even if, I'm not, I can't always explain myself how I think, what I'm thinking, right? To explain, but I can definitely, I'm working on it, because people like you that keep pulling me on these video shows that I do not like being in, right? Putting me front and center all the time. I think kind of hidden, because you do that because you're the same way. You have to spend all this video time here when you don't even like it yourself. And I'm a lot like that. Eliana knows. I'm just like, I don't like that, being on stage type feeling, right? The nerves that you get with it. You forget so many things that you want to say. And then when you're not there, you be like, darn it, I should have said this. This is so, but what is meant to be, what is meant to come out, comes out. And I thank you, Inger, for being part of my life, for giving us all women, Wonder Woman Wednesday. When you create, I remember when you created that show, when you asked me to be on that show, I was there the first day, and that was so exciting. And to be part of your journey as well, you have affected me in a lot of ways, and spiritually as well. I have many brothers and sisters in the faith, right, that I share with on a daily almost, but none that I can relate to in my professional life now that I have taken with all, and share the faith with. And you're that, right, for me. We can pray about things, you know, come together and pray about things, because the word does say that if two come together and pray about something and agree in it, that God will look from the heavens and he will answer that prayer. Because not that our prayers are never heard, they are heard. However, two people are stronger than one always. There's strength in unity. There's strength in unity, and we must always remember that. Don't stay off in a corner to yourself. Never do that. No matter how you're feeling, force yourself to be front and center. Force yourself to be seen. Why? Because when you don't see yourself in the mirror, right, or when you're sitting in the corner, or when you don't have the strength to be on stage, there's someone that with their hands stretched out, waiting to pull you, that can help you, that can bring you to that, right? And help us get that strength that we need and mold us into who we are. And I am so thankful, for you. You constantly are showing women off, letting them tell the story, and putting yourself in a back burner when you're actually in the front, because you are one of the women's leading women, right? You're a powerhouse, believe it or not. You let people see us, hear our stories, when sometimes we're not known, right? We're off, maybe because of our business, maybe because of who we are, maybe because where we're at in our lives. But you pull us there, and people, because of that, hear our stories and know about us a little bit. And I thank you. I mean, Ubuntu, right? That is, your thing. And it's a blessing. It's better to give than to receive, and that is exactly what you do. And blessings to you. I will continue to always pray for you, and I hope that our relationship grows more and more, and with Ileana continues to grow, because people that impact your life like that should be always in your life, right? And so I am grateful for that. Another lady is the first lady in our church. She's such a strong and wise woman, and she has given me such great advice on so many things, and helped me learn and help me stand firm in my faith, right? And so I am grateful for her. So these women, have to are helping me now mold and shape and push forward in my life. But the one that has always been there, of course, has been my mom. And some have heard about that, right? My mom has been there. I have had a total of 7, maybe 8 surgeries now throughout my life. And my mom has been there from the beginning. She raised 5 girls on her own. She has, she taught us to be so strong, even when she didn't think she was teaching us anything. Because, when there in our culture, when you were growing up, you had to pretty much not go to school. She stopped going to school at grade 2. And because she had to be taken home to take care of her brothers and sisters and to work. So she was put out to work at an early age, whether it was at home only. She had to do that. And so she instilled that in us, me and my sisters. Sometimes we're a little bit too independent, but right. But you know, we balance it out. As we grow, we balance it out as we go through life. But no matter what, I mean, even when I left my house at 19 or 20 years old, and I had my 2 daughters, somehow, and I can't even remember how, somehow my mom will always show up when I had these big surgeries. Somehow she would always be there to help me through it. And even now, when my daughters, right, try to be there, they couldn't be there in that way. But my mom has always been there. And I treasure that so much, because life is being taken away from her. Not being taken away from her, it's just going away from her little by little, right? And she says that she prayed to God every day, because she said when a person is dying, the last thing that goes from them is their mind. And my mom is pretty healthy, except for her memory, right, which is slipping away from her. And it's a tough thing to watch and to be by. But I am grateful for she's still being strong. She's still being so strong, that so that she doesn't let us care for her as we should. She's still being that strong woman and showing us how to be strong. And I am so grateful for that. I've had her here for almost a month, and that is a blessing. I'm treasuring it. And God has given me the blessing that she hasn't fought with me as much as she normally fights. So we have been able, I thought it was only gonna last about a week. I'm sorry, but it's lasted more. It's been almost a month. And God has given me the privilege of having my mom with me because she hasn't fight as much. He has been giving me that privilege that she's been able to keep it together, and I've been able to keep it together so that we can spend that time together. And I'm grateful to God for that moment that He gives me with her, right? Because we should treasure every moment. We should
Yes.
honor our mothers and our fathers, as the Bible says, so that our days would be blessed and be many, right? And that's what I am trying to do. I wish that I would have focused more throughout life of treasuring her as much as I'm treasuring her now, so that she had more memories than she does.
But you know, Daisy, everything happens as it should.
Yes,
We need
it
to,
does.
especially when we believe and submit to our Father, everything happens as it should. So
It
rest in
definitely
that
does.
and know that His will shall always prevail. And where you are right now is where you're meant to be. You
Yes,
know, the walk that you've had with your mom in the last few weeks, it's necessary. It's what you needed right now. Um,
yes,
and you don't know. We don't know what tomorrow holds. So yes, we need to treasure what we have today. Oh,
absolutely, absolutely.
so
And that was, part of the what I had in some of what I had wrote, right? Because I didn't even realize that I was going to be on here until about 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock last night, this morning. And I wanted to put some things together. But one of the things is that because, everybody, there's a saying that everyone says, everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. And they are right, right? But that comes from actually a Bible verse. It's just been shortened up, right? And most people say it and they don't even know that they're quoting the scriptures, right? Because Romans 8:28, says that everything happens. God fixes everything in our lives for the good, for those that love Him. And we have all been called, right, to Him. Some heed, some don't, but we have all been called to God. And, so that He can fix our lives, so that He can mold us, right, into having the best lives that we should have, and take us in a path that, knowing that is full of victories, full of blessings. Yes, struggles and bumps and bruises, but yet victorious, positive, worth living. And He gives that to us. And I hold on to that. My faith is really strong in the Lord. And that's when I wake up, He's there with me. When I go to sleep, He's there with me. He's there with you guys as well all the time. He never leaves us. And so I take advantage of that. And every morning I ask, oh God, fill me again, fill me all over again, so that I have to give, right? Because as I said earlier, it's better to give than to receive. And I want to give everything that He has given to me, everything that you guys have instilled in me. I want to be able to give forward. And you guys have all been an inspiration to me. The ladies that are here, everything that you have said, thank you. Thank you for being part of my life and my journey. I am grateful to God for each and every one of you, and every woman out there that's watching this. Stand firm, be strong, push forward. You can do this, right? Sometimes we have to be taken away from the kitchen, right? Because God made women with so many talents, and there was a reason for that, right? We weren't meant to just stay in the kitchen. We were going to be, you know, in doing so many things in everybody's life and be part of their life and be able to hold that together, because He made us to be strong women, and we must come into that, right? So that we can stand firm for the rest of our lives going forward and help one another and be part of each other's life through this. And so, yes, and people can find me in LinkedIn as well, right? As the rest of the women. And there is the rest of my information for you to come across, and find me. And maybe we can have a chat. Maybe I can just pray for you, right? And go forward, be blessed, happy Friday, enjoy your lives, happy Women's Day, all those great things, right? But today is just another day that God has blessed us with to push forward and make it a great one.
amen. Thank you, Daisy, for sharing with us. I have a friend who says, "Oh no, I don't belong in the kitchen because I burn water." So I want to be cognizant of everyone's time, including the ones that are joining us in the comments. But I want to add you, Catherine. Would you like to share with us about a woman that influenced your life and why?
I think the woman that influenced my life the most is looking at you in the camera right now. We have talked around the idea of comparison, and Daisy just mentioned that we all measure up. But the problem is we don't measure up when we compare. And the world has taught us to compare ourselves to what other people are doing or what other people have accomplished or how other people have failed and how much better we are than they are because we didn't fail in that endeavor. But the truth is, the only person we need to be comparing ourselves is the yesterday self.
Mhm.
Any other comparison is a failure.
That's right.
Because if you compare yourself to somebody else and you're better, you'll slow down. As a runner, you know this. As a, if you're running and you turn and look and everybody else has slowed down, you'll slow down, and that's when you get past. We've watched it in the Olympics, that just happened. But if you compare yourself to everybody else that's ahead of you, you'll stop because I can't ever catch up. But your journey is so unique to you. Give yourself credit for your journey. Learn from everybody around you. And I have there when you asked me that question, I was sitting there thinking, and the list, I learned something from everybody's journey. Every woman I encountered, every man that I encountered, sometimes the dogs that I encountered, we have to be open to learning from the
Yes.
journey of others, but applying it to our own unique path. We are all unique in this, and when we accept that we have a uniqueness and we're okay with that uniqueness, then we can listen to the influence of others without them dictating our journey. My husband said recently, somebody asked him, what is the advice you would give your past self, your younger self? And he said, don't take it personal. And the reason we struggle to hear what other people see on our labels is because we take it personal. When my husband says I'm not organized, and he's wrong, but we won't go into that. But when he says I'm not organized, I'm learning to listen to what he means by organized, because we're different people and we see things differently. And he says, just because you can find it doesn't mean you're organized. See, that's why he's wrong. And the other thing is the superpowers. Diane mentioned, I believe it was Diane that mentioned that we undervalue what we're good at. We undervalue our natural abilities. And it was Ileana that mentioned the multitasking and how, we multitask. And really, we don't. None of us can multitask. Try it. You try to cry and chew gum at the same time. It's not possible. The neurons we microtask. We have all these little things that are interconnected. That's why we can cook dinner. It's people that are really good microtaskers cook dinner and it's all hot when you put it on the table. So we need to recognize that our superpower is not just ordinary because it's ordinary to us and it's something that we're good at. And that's why we just discard our superpowers, and we need somebody to read our label, because we see it as ordinary, what is truly extraordinary to those who it isn't ordinary. So the person that we all need people around us that inspire us and lift us up, but we need to recognize that we have made major improvements in our journey.
Beautiful. Thank you, Catherine. Where can people find you?
Currently, I'm sitting in the bedroom on the floor. No, you can find me at catherinelang.com or snarkyrainbows.com. And you can get to me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and you can call me. I actually have my phone number listed, and I'm not giving it out here, but it's listed.
Oh gosh, thank you. Dr. Z, I just wanted to say if you need to jump off, that's okay. I'm not sure if you saw my message, but thank you for being here.
Thank you, everyone, and have a beautiful weekend. Take care.
You
You too.
too.
Be
Bye bye.
blessed. Thank you. Aliana, I saved the best for last.
Yeah, yeah, right. Like in my mind, I was trying to take mental notes of everyone's comments and crying. Daisy had me crying. People had me laughing. I was reflecting all at the same time. This is a great platform. I was raised in a cultural sensitive family unit, meaning that in our culture, my female role models did not show feelings. I never heard "I love you" openly all the time. I never received hugs. So I'm kind of a late bloomer in learning what emotions are, right? I became a mom at the age of 18. I thought I knew it all. But, for me, when I knew this question was coming up, I honestly thought, is it a poet? Is it a political leader? Is it a community leader? Who is it that I've really kind of looked up to and have allowed me? And I'm kind of in the same realm as all of you. All of you here have played some kind of role in my life up to this point, right? Or we wouldn't be here having an open, candid conversation and being our authentic selves. So for me, I've been able not to necessarily focus on the person, it's those emotions that I've seen them demonstrate openly, positively, that have allowed me to grow, I think, in the person that I am, and being able to not look at your color of your skin or could care less if you have a major title, right? Is because I have learned to pick up on those good and bad senses, right? Empathy, compassion, being confident, learning to be determined myself, passion, patience. These are all things that I have seen another female in my journey do and do it well, right? Because we all have people in our lives that say they could do X, Y, and Z, and then you follow them, and then you're like, oh, wow, did they really just say that? Or, hmm, I don't think that that's part of what I've learned in my journey, right? Salute you, my friends, right? And so we're not all meant to be the same in this world. I share that in all of my conversations that I have, even when I'm out there, promoting apprenticeship initiatives. We're not all here to be the same. The world would be so boring if we didn't. If we knew everything. Could you imagine all the women out there who said, I know it all? Wow, men out there would be in trouble. Everybody would be in trouble out there,
More in
right?
trouble.
Right? I mean, just could you imagine someone trying to tell us we're not organized? That conversation would not even go good. We would always have to win the conversations. And I think for me, learning to listen and knowing it's okay not to win a conversation. It is okay to think, act, look differently like everybody else around you. I think what makes our world go round is people like us who can have a transparent conversation. And so what if we don't have thousands of people showing up at our audio events where we all know that our conversations are real? We're not trying to get marketing gains, we're not trying to grab revenues. We're literally just here trying to share our authentic journeys and hoping, like Daisy says, someone can catch one of our little nuggets as well. So for me, really being able to be authentic and know how I've learned how to be myself is very powerful for me because I know how I've come to where I am at. I don't, fake the funk and their emotions and they're my emotions. So if I'm waking up and I'm sharing how I feel and you're going to come on and say, you can't feel that way, then I'm going to maybe put this in front of you and say, I love you, friend, but I can't bring you in closer into my inner self because we still need to align somewhere in our journey. And Daisy is one that can make me cry. And I'm not a big crybaby. Even when I first met Inger, our first meeting, for whatever reason, my mother was heavy in my heart, and if nothing else, maybe we are aligning because of that mother figure in our hearts that made us feel some kind of way growing up. Because when she opened that conversation with me, I cried. Like I never even knew Inger. I knew Inger because of Daisy, right? Daisy was like, Aliana, you need to connect with Inger. She's a really good people. I think we can do some magical things out there. And literally, I was boohooing about my mother to a lady that I had no idea who she was, where, whatever, right? So being authentic is being able to be transparent when you don't even know anyone. Why are you going to hold back on your quirkiness? I'm like that. Quirkiness doesn't offend me. There's really not a name in the book that offends me. What offends me is the actions and how they make me feel as a human. Because, I'll share with you, this week has been a really hard week when it comes to staying professional and making sure you're authentic and making sure that I didn't get booted into a communication structure where I was now bashing them or having to, really come up with a content of email that made me show who I was. You come to a point in life where you're done now having a case on who you are, what you've done, what your expertise are, what you've done in the world. I'm past those conversations in my life. I feel that if you are a follower or if we do collaborations, I don't have to justify what I've done to get there. You already know who I am and what I'm capable of doing. And a lot of us women here continue to justify what we're doing, what has happened, why and how come. I always tell everyone when you become in public media and you become famous, then the bashing and all those haters tend to come out of the woodworks, right? And when you become, I think, a strong woman is a woman that can take those comments, reflect, cry, hit a wall, read your Bible, call a friend, reflect, and then move past. That is what I think all of us here have in common, that we can live in the real world, take on the real situations, be able to reflect it and come out powerful in the end. And so I'm blessed to be able to have superhero women who, when Inger calls out, as my post said this morning, we respond. There's no, I laughed when she sent me a text yesterday on LinkedIn. Hey, can you join? Of course I can. And guess what? Fridays, I leave it open just so I
Yeah.
can have fun. I don't work. I don't have scheduled meetings on Friday. I may be pushing around paperwork, but I try not to schedule anything so I can be participant in conversations like that. So, Inger, you are the superhero. You are the one that called us all here today. You put that, someone is pushing me to do this, and that's all I needed to hear. Because if you were getting pushed to do this and you relied on to share that message to me, then shame on me if I didn't listen to the message that you received from your higher power. Because sometimes those messages aren't directed for us to be able to then share with whoever is meant to hear it. So, Inger, I thank you for being a listener of your higher power and allowing us to connect in your journey. And for that, I'm grateful to be here on a Friday and being able to share who I am in a really authentical way, because sometimes we forget that we're human and people like to hear a little bit about who we are, and not just all of the achievements we do on a professional level. So thank you, Inger.
Thank you, Aliana. Thank you. I appreciate you all for coming and spending this time with me. Aliana, where can people find you before I just want to move to the comments quickly and squiz through them, but where can people find you so that they can connect?
LinkedIn, we're a big cheerleader on LinkedIn, but any platform, even TikTok, we're not on Twitter because I tried Twitter when Twitter first came out back in the dinosaur ages, and I tried and nothing happened. I thought, Jimmy Fallon uses Twitter. That's the only reason why I might want to use Twitter because I'm a big Jimmy Fallon uh, a person as well. But any other platform, you can find us. I like to say if you connect with us, we respond. You don't get animated messages on LinkedIn saying, thank you for connecting, but do you X, Y, and Z have these services? And do you have time to connect with me? You will get an authentic response back from us, regardless of what platform you have.
Love it. Love it. Thank you. Let's go to the comments quickly and see what people are saying. See what Catherine is saying. Catherine makes me laugh because she can be live with me and still commenting, which is beautiful. She says, when you stop apologizing for God's calling on your life, then you will have the energy to live it out.
Wow.
Beautiful. She also says, fake annoys me because I never know when the other person is sincere. Be authentic and truthful so we can grow in trust. Exactly.
You run into those people, right? That
Yeah.
they all you think when you first meet them, and you think they're really excited for you, and then you realize that maybe they weren't, because the
Mm.
next time they respond, and then you start really watching, and then you realize, hey, she, oh, no names, always does that. Maybe she's not sincere, and now do I trust anything that she says? And
Right.
we have to be alert of that, and also be aware that we don't have to I don't have to be excited for everything you're doing. If you come to me and ask my opinion, I'm giving you my opinion. So don't ask it if
If
you
you don't
don't
want to hear
want
it.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
I call those folks dream smushers. They're people that smush your dreams before I run across folks like that who like to pick your brain, hype you up, even in business, offer funding, and then 2 minutes later it's like crickets. They don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Or better yet, you see them doing what you've shared your vision, right? That is just, I
Oh,
call them dream suckers. They just suck your dreams away and use them for their own benefit. But if you keep tabs on those people, their journey ends very quickly because their
mm-hmm.
end goal is not to empower. They have not been authentic in their journey. And so I always tell everybody the world is so big. You don't need to be competitive. Two people
No,
can be doing the same thing at the
exactly.
same time, right? Your journey might be more revenue driven, your journey might be more community empowerment. Both of them are okay as long
Mm-hmm.
as you don't become nasty and competitive and start blasting each other. That's
Mm-hmm.
where things kind of get tricky in our world, in our real business world, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
even as beautiful as this conversation is, we all know that it's not unicorns and butterflies out there. Once we all deactivate, we all go back and say, all right, let's put on our superhero powers. Let's rock and roll for a little bit more. And we're out there punching left and right, but it's real world out there, right? And
Mm-hmm.
having moments like this, even for an hour, even if it's weekly, even if we can't, meet offside of this, it's definitely something that I know myself. I need it.
Mm-hmm.
This world out there is big. So what? We got all these thousands of followers on there. But at the end of the day, who is here? Who can, I can send Ingor or, hopefully Catherine now a quirky joke and she can respond back to me, if
Yeah.
I need Daisy to listen to me ranting and saying, "Oh my God," she's going to listen, but then she's going to come back and put on her authentic hat and tell me, wait a minute, this is how it is.
Yeah.
And the good power of having a true, authentic relationship is when the other person on the other end can tell you, wait a minute, friend, that's not how I seen it. Or when you're trying to
Mm,
give them information or give them your thoughts, they bring up, well, someone else said it this way, X, Y, and Z, right? And it
mhm.
makes you think and it challenges you. That's a relationship. A relationship shouldn't be someone that says, you're great, you're wonderful,
Yes,
keep it up, you're kudos to you, you win, you're excellent, superstars, you look great, you seem great. Are you okay? That is not a relationship that I want
No.
because eventually that person's batteries are going to drain down.
Yes.
And who do you have then to uplift you? Right?
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
when you establish yourself in a group like this, there's no turning back. I provide mentoring and I tell people that cross my journeys, once we become part of your journey and become your cheerleaders, you have us for life. It's not like we're just there for 5 minutes. We're there for the rest of your life. You're going to have to push us out of your cheerleading circle and say, I don't want no more of you, Ilana. You're too much as well. But, that's how we rock in this world. And I think that's how we should be present at all times. If we say we're going to be present, we're present there for the good, the bad, and the ugly. Don't choose that you're going to be someone's best cheerleader when they're up here. We need them. I hear a saying that a friend is someone who speaks up for you when you're not in the
mhm.
room,
That's right.
someone who has your back when you
Yes,
step out, or someone sees a smirk on someone else's face, or someone sends an email or a post. You have to be able to stand up for whoever it is if you say you are a true friend.
that's true.
Right. I mean, and that's just how I was raised. I don't know about anyone else out here. I don't play with, fakeness, lying, not being authentic. I don't wake up and I'm fabulous every day. I'm in the mirror in the morning saying, I'm beautiful. I got this. I think I need some coffee.
That's right.
Husband, stay away. I can't even hear you cursing at the news at 6:30 in the morning because of some political stuff. I'm blessed. I don't have I'm an empty nester, but I do have a dog that lives with me, an older son, a grandchild. So I have my own obstacles in the mornings that I have to go through. So, we all who we are, we bring our own flavors, our own superhero skills, and we're all blessed to be here. Like Daisy started her message. What was in her cup? Nothing but good spiritual mojo, right? And we all need individuals like that when we don't wake up the best of mode, or even when we have those personal problems that I don't hear anyone talking about, hey, I got in an argument with my husband last night because of, or my adult son did X, Y, and Z. Do you guys believe that? Or, my dog kept me up all day long because he had an upset stomach, or my revenue sucks this month and I don't know how I'm going to pay my webpage bill. Those are like real conversations that the real world has, but we have them all of hush hush because we are programmed, like Catherine says, to be a certain mold, right? I don't meet any of those molds. I dress differently. I talk differently. I wear what I want. I'm starting to say and think whatever it is that I need to say as well. If you don't want to be a part of my journey, then don't be part of my journey. Give me kudos
Yeah.
and put me on your resource list and keep on pushing. But trust me, when you align with our journeys, as we all hear in women, it is amazing. It is amazing what we can do. I wasn't a young girl that grew up with a lot of women. I didn't even have a lot of best friends growing up. I was more of a boy girl, right? My friends were football players. I like understood the corny jokes. Like they liked it to hang out with Ileana because
Mhm.
I wasn't the normal emotional girly. And that has
You're my spirit animal. You're
ex-
my spirit animal.
right. And so it you have to grow. You can't get stuck and not thinking that you are the knowledge of everything. I never claim that I know everything of my madness. I just claim I know what it is that I'm doing and I can manage and I can create. That's what I'm good at, right? I know how to pull other professionals to teach, to level up what it is that we're doing. So being transparent at the end of the day is what makes us all authentic. And I'm glad to be able to have a platform with 100% authentic women. And hopefully one day we can have a PJ party so we really can see what we really look like in the mornings when we tuck and roll.
Are you sure you want to see that?
Yeah. I
Hey,
know you don't want to see that. My son
hey,
said that last night. He said, go put some clothes on.
hey, and you know what? Adult women do have slumber parties. I'm just going to throw that out there, right? If we all can get to a nice destination, women
Yes,
are
we can. It is a
they
possibility.
call them retreats, right? We can just simply call it what it is, a women's
Yes.
slumber PJ party, right? With
Yes.
Oh,
wine and
we're going
food
to
and
have a
drinks and
Wonder Women Wednesday retreat.
Yes,
yeah,
PJ
yeah,
party. There you go.
yeah. There you go. There you go.
Oh my gosh. And on that note, I want to say thank you if you're still watching. Thank you for being here with us and spending this time with us. Thank you to you, Ileana, Daisy, Catherine, Diane, Michelle, and Dr. Z for spending and sharing your wisdom with us. And I want to reiterate what Catherine said. Being normal is overrated. Dare to be peculiar. So thank you to you all. Thank you to you that's watching. Be you. That's what we want you to do. Be you and show up authentically. That's the only way we can grow forward daily. So until next time, thank you for spending this time with us. Be blessed, everyone, and have an amazing weekend. Bye for now.